Now on to motorsport, and one of the great hopes of the UAE is 15-year-old Rashid Al Dhaheri. Having attended the Abu Dhabi Formula One Grand Prix aged 3 years old, the motorsport's bug continues to grow. Currently he competes in Formula 4 and is regularly now finishing on the podium, with many experts suggesting he could be the first Emirati to compete in Formula 1 itself. I'm delighted to say that Rashid joins me in the studio now. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate your time. We'll get on to the hopes for the future in a second. Let's just talk about where you are at now. Formula 4 is very much your thing, and as I say, you're winning trophies and getting on podiums at the moment. Fantastic.
Well, thank you very much for having me here. Yeah, it's amazing, you know, Formula 4 is just one step closer to, of course, the dream, but, you know, there's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of determination. Every time you go to the track, you want to make sure that you're on point, you're as precise as you can, always learn as much as possible, and I'm happy that we've been able to make those steps closer to, for us, what's important, to be able to be competing for those race wins and then hopefully the title. So yeah, overall it's, you know, those small steps that you need to make every single day, and so far we've been doing a great job.
I mentioned there you saw the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix when you were a little boy. Was there something that just clicked in you the first time you saw it, the first time you heard the noise?
Yeah, I mean, so the first time I came to Yas Marina Circuit, I was really small, so I was 3 years old, and I walked down the boxes and I saw each car, then that red Ferrari just captured me. And I stood there for 2 hours. So then one of the mechanics maybe felt sorry for me, so they brought me in, they showed me the car. I saw every small detail, I met the drivers, and you know, from that moment on I knew that is exactly what I wanted to do. I came out, I said to my parents, look, I want to be a racing driver. They had no idea what to do, but yeah, definitely I knew what I wanted to do.
So from there to get to where you are now is already quite a journey. You have to go through learning how to drive. Karting obviously is the first thing, but now into more powerful vehicles, Formula 4. What does that entail now that's different from what you were doing in previous years?
So of course, you know, karting is the base of all racing, especially in Formula. So, you know, in karting you get that initial feeling of you know, having that steering wheel under your hands and having the feel of how an engine works with, you know, those 4 tires. You know, you gain that sensibility that's super important in racing. And yeah, you know, the biggest step that you make when you go from karting to Formula is that the components of the car are much more developed. You know, there's a lot of more detail that the engineers work on the car, and you know, all those small details, you need to manage the car as well as possible. There's setups that are made with mathematical equations. So you want to be, in a way, you know, mathematical, you want to be precise, and those small details are very important to master when you make that step. Apart from the car being much bigger, the tracks being completely different, having to race in city tracks is something completely different for us. So, you know, those small steps that it seems not a big difference, but also, you know, we're competing for those milliseconds, for tenths every single weekend. So all those small details actually make quite a big difference for us.
As I said there, I don't want to put pressure on you because at the moment, but trying to be the first Emirati to compete in Formula 1, what an ambition that must be for yours. But you're certainly on the track for it at the moment, aren't you? I think everybody's saying you're pacing yourself perfectly and you're on track to perhaps become that. Still a long way to go, though.
Yeah, of course, you know, it's a very long way. Formula 1 is the pinnacle of motorsport. There's only 20 drivers from all over the world, and for me, of course, my dream is to reach Formula 1. Definitely we're going to focus on making this step by step and working hard every day. You know, it doesn't just come from the tree, so you need to work every single day hard and make sure that you build yourself as well as possible when you reach that opportunity, if you can.
So hopefully that opportunity will come. But just talk us what will happen now in 2024 for you. What's coming up? You've already done some racing already this year.
Yeah, so we actually start quite early. You know, being able to race here in the UAE is something amazing. To race in my home country is, you know, just something amazing with amazing grids. We have around 34 cars every single weekend, so there's many drivers. The weather's amazing, so it allows us to be racing immediately. And yeah, the plan is, of course, to do the whole Formula 4 season. To me, what's the most important aspect is, you know, to learn, to develop. At the end, these categories are made for you to always improve, to learn even more. So that's the main goal. Of course, you know, we come to the track to try to win, to fight for the championships, hopefully. But yeah, you know, those small details are always the biggest thing that you need to have on your mind to perfect.
Wonderful. Listen, we really appreciate your time tonight. We've run out of time, unfortunately, Rashid. Good luck for this season and the future. And yeah, Max Verstappen was at this point in his life as well. Hopefully. So following the same path. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.